friend of ours tagged us in a post, and it was about this cow that had dwarfism and was blind. Anytime there's like a blind cow, I'm like, they would be perfect here because our house basically is part of the sanctuary. They don't have like their field and we're like separate. Like our house is sort of in the middle of where they're living. She would just like walk around and swing her head, and like she would just kind of like walk in circles and get nervous when you'd like touch her and stuff. You know, we thought like she seems pretty blind. Like she may seem like she might see a little bit of shadow in terms of not just smashing into everything.
She smashed into a lot
But she smashed into a lot of stuff.
Yeah. And we had noticed just over time, it seemed like her eyesight was like almost getting better. She still would run into stuff, but it just seemed like she started to kind of like look at us like a little bit. And she would kind of like look directly at us. You know, usually her eyes were just kind of like that like blind, unfocused, you know, kind of look. And so there were times when we're like, I feel like she's looking at us. I feel like she's watching us.
Living with us, living with other animals, being able to explore and find out that, you know, like there were new objects in her environment, I think it gave the shadows meaning. So she probably doesn't see a whole lot, but what she does see has a purpose now, whereas before it probably didn't.
Feeling like, you know, she's got people or other animals to like connect with, and that she can, you know, like seek someone out and they will come to her. And so I think that's kind of inspired her to like use the vision that she has a little bit more, where she will like look at you and kind of come up to you, or like know that you might come up to her. And so I think that she kind of has a little bit of ability that was, you know, not really put to use.
You know, just in this year, we've seen her go from like very just seeming like a blind cow to at this point, I think if people didn't know, it wouldn't be like extremely obvious.
Yeah,
like,
you wouldn't know right
I think
away.
you could figure it out over time. But like she like follows you at their head. She can like dodge things. Like the other day, scared us to death. She was running from Jenna because Jenna gets playful, and then Annie like runs. And she ran, and like we have in the yard, it's like the well, which is like the cement, you know, block in the yard, basically. She runs right at it and we thought, oh, this is going to be bad. And she just jumped right over it and kept going. And so
it was like slow motion. We were like, no.
Yeah.
And then she's just like clears it completely.
It's so often we hear about these animals that escape slaughter. They escape from, you know, a factory farm or a bad situation, and we root for them, you know. And the same in this situation. A farmer saw this blind cow, and this same farmer sends every other cow to slaughter. You know, he sends them to their death to make money, but he sees this cow with this issue and feels bad for her. And so I think the reality that I hope people can take away is the fact that really deep down, we want that for every cow, because it doesn't make sense otherwise. You know, why do we care about these random, you know, one-offs if we don't really care about cows? Like, clearly we care about cows. Clearly we care about pigs. Like, we're not trying to make people go vegan. We're trying to make them realize that they already are and always have been, because when we look at what we really want, we don't want suffering, we don't want sadness, we don't want pain for anyone. And that's what being vegan is. So it's really just overcoming everything that's blocking us from living our values.